Okay, today I'm going to show you an N8N workflow for building LinkedIn leads. All right, and it's completely free. I'm sure if you guys are in N8N, if you guys are scraping leads, you would know that Apollo got absolutely destroyed. I was using Apollo, and then Apollo just said enough's enough. They took out all the Apify actors, and we can't use them. It's like $30. Wait, look, it's like $30 for 1,000 leads. And the thing is, I don't even think it works. I mean, I didn't try it myself because the reviews are so bad, right? But it had like 1.4 stars, and everyone was saying that it was just absolutely terrible. Let's just let me go Apify store, Apollo. Oh, they added some lead scraper. Okay, maybe I'll check it out for the next video. But yeah, this is the official one that Apollo had set up, right? And it was the only, and that's after everything else got taken down. And it's $30 a month, and you need a free trial before you have to pay just to use it, which is insane. And then if you look at the reviews, oh, they took down the reviews, right? So it's 0 stars. So, but anyway, Apollo right now is not working right now, right? And it's way too expensive. $30 a lead. That's way too expensive. And then the other option was Ampo, right? Ampo, Apollo, scraper. I can't spell this one, right? This one also, it also scraped from the Apollo database, and this one also went down. I was literally about to try use it today, and then apparently a lot of big like N8N creators, they were saying they went down. They're talking to their customer support, and apparently they also had troubles with Apollo. So Apollo is not anything related to Apollo is not a good idea right now, right? It's not working. Maybe it'll work maybe next month, but right now if you need leads now, like this method that I have, I think is the cheapest. It's completely free, and it might be the best alternative right now. All right, so how does this method work? So there are some, also if you want the workflow, just comment down in the description and I'll give it, because I don't think anybody watches these videos. But yeah, so basically how does this workflow work? It's it uses the, actually, okay, so this is the one I got from another video, right? This is the original one before I upgraded it with my GDS. But this is the original one. So this is a Google HTTPS request node, right? So what it does, right? We have the query here, like CEO, automotive, Melbourne site LinkedIn, right? So literally, if you just copy this and just put it in Google, right? It shows you every single LinkedIn with that similar keyword, right? So, but the thing is, it only goes up to 100, right? It only goes up to page 10, right? And as you can see, Google has a lot more pages. So that's the one downside. You only get like 100 leads per query, right? So a way you could remedy that is change the search, and you could probably ask ChatGPT to do that. But yeah, so I'll show you the Google sheet, right? So what I've configured is you put your query, right, these 3 headings into the Google Sheets, right? Let's say practice manager and dentist and in Melbourne, right? And then the automation will know that it's been updated. Well, right now I just check every like few hours, and you'll see if it's been updated. And then with this query information, it'll go through the workflow. It will get the 100 leads, as you can see, 100. And then I've also added the implementation to check if it's replacing any leads, right? If it's like the leads are already in the database and they've already been searched before, then you can see the exact number of how much new leads actually came in, right? Which is really useful because if we had like 86 total new leads, that means 14 of them were already in our database from a different search, right? So that is one thing that might be a bit annoying. Maybe some leads overlap because maybe it's like a niche keyword, right? And then Google SEO might be a bit weird and match some other niche words, niche like search queries with other search queries. So that's why it's good to check to see if your leads are just running dry. But right now they're all a bit above 80. So I think this system is really good. The reason why this one's 42 is because as you can see, is dentist and then dental clinic. So then they're both the same search term. But that means I'm getting 42 extra. So that's why I'm saying that if you change the query, you may be able to keep adding on more leads, right? But obviously it's already SEO based, so that is quite hard. And then that's the only downside of this, right? This is good if you want many different verticals. If you're trying to extremely niche down onto one vertical, this may be a bit hard. You would have to change the search queries, maybe the location, because if a person puts on their profile what suburb they're in, maybe, or maybe they talked about it, then it will help the SEO. But right now it's only searching in Melbourne, right? So I guess if you want global verticals, then this probably would be good enough, right? You're getting the top 100 in every single like city. That plenty of leads. If you're doing global search. But if you're like a local business and you're trying to find vertical, like local verticals, then and if you might have to pay the Apollo subscription, I don't know. But Apollo is like 5,000 a month, so we have to wait till all the actors are fixed. Alright, so I'll show you the leads also. So let's say we do a search query, and then after the workflow goes through, it'll be put into this list, right? And this is all the data. We're gonna name this is the industry. This is the search query, right? Status is just for the lead outreach, right? It's completely different. It's done with Phantom Buster right now. I won't be talking about that in the video. As a title, this is actually what's on the Google search query. Like if you go to Google search, and then you can see there's literally the first part, the link, that is the title. And then the icebreaker, that's something I made with the workflow. The link, obviously the link, and then the snippet, this is basically this whole text here. And yeah, that's it. And then we have the image also, which is kind of interesting. Wait, I don't think this is the actual LinkedIn image. Oh, it is. Yeah, we have the actual LinkedIn image somehow, right? And then this, you don't have to look at this, so the workflow keeps going through. Right, so I'll explain how the workflow works, and if you want it, please let me know, comment it down, and I'll give you the whole JSON. So basically it's going every 3 hours, right? I mean, right now it's finished because it's all done. I mean, there's one more, that's because of a bug I had, but now it's all finished. And so firstly, it goes on the Google Sheet and gets the row with no status, right? Now I've had it set it to Melbourne, right? Because if I just got no status, I go through everything, right? So I haven't implemented a way to check if it's an actual query. That's pretty easy to check though. Just make another column and just say ready, something like that. You can even make a workflow to do that for you. So it gets the search query, sets the search query, and then this is the max number of pages. You can put it anything from 0 to 100. Right? If you go above 100, it wouldn't work. Like you just get an error because 100 is max for the API. And then there's just a start index, and this would change over time. Right? So as you can see, it looks a bit weird. There's 2 of these. And the reason I did it like this, right, is because once it loops, right, for some reason, when you loop through the same thing, it doesn't like correctly get this set variables again, right? Like the max pages. I mean, it doesn't correctly get the index, right? So I had to put another one so it correctly gets it from the workflow, right? And it's worked completely fine. So there's a little thing I added. So then basically once it gets the, once the API searches the query, it goes and sees it already in the sheet, right? In the Google Sheets. And this code is just to extract the result, right? So then we have this compare dataset node, right? And it'll get all the data from this checking from all the sheets. It literally just gets all the data from the people sheets, right? Puts in the compare data set. And then we have the new data, and then we put in this compare data set also. And then we just check whether, based on the link, whether it's the same or not, right? If it's the same, it'll go through these 2. I don't know why it goes through this different, but it just does. It's a bit annoying because that doesn't make like sense logically. Different means it should be similar, like link, but different text. But for now, it just says same. So, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. These 2 both mean that they're already in the database. it could be different due to um someone changed something in the website, but I get different a lot, so I don't actually know why that is. But don't need to know the reason why. So we got same and different, and they both go to the merge and continue to flow, just so because we know that it's already new and we don't need to add those. However, if we do need to add those, it'll go through in B only, and then it'll extract the actual details. And then wait a minute, because if you spam this, the Google Sheets, they get like API errors because you're just going it too fast, and like you're going through too many times, like too many requests. All right, so you always have to put wait those. I have 2 of these here, and then you'll get the current queue info, so we can create the icebreaker, right? This icebreaker is just, I just use a set node, right? And it's just like a copy paste template with putting in the industry and all that. But if you wanted an AI message, like a personalized message, there is an AI agent here I have. It's just simple prompt. It's just that like I didn't feel like it's worth it to do it for that many leads. I mean, it definitely is, but I just didn't. I'm not exactly using the LinkedIn lead builder right now because we're doing like cold outreach mostly. So this one is just to run in the background. I don't want to use too much API credits on that for now, right? But I'll definitely add that in if I was you, if you're trying to do LinkedIn outreach, right? And then we just put it back in the Google Sheets, and then we merge the 2 data sets, right? So the things are similar and the things are different. We merge them in. And then you can see this here little flow that's going out on the bottom, right? And that's just counting how many new leads we actually got from comparing it, like how many, so how many new leads came in. We count those, and then we also put that back into the lead request sheet, right? We just keep adding it. So every flow it does, which is 10, right? Because there's only 100 pages, and you get the API such as 10 times. I don't think I mentioned it actually. Yeah, it's such as 10 queries at a time because there's only 10 in one page, right? So it keeps adding each flow how many we actually got that's new, right? And then we go merge, and then we take in the first input. This is just to get the index, because the way the guy designed it, because if I built this, it would be a bit different. But like the way this guy designed it is that each one has the next index on it, which is a bit don't know how efficient that is, but it works, and I don't really have time to change it. So we take the first one, and then we use that to get our next index, and then we wait a bit, and then we just repeat. So reach the limit of 100 pages in this pagination check, right? And this pagination, oh wait, so yeah, this pagination check is just the continued loop, which is a boolean, like true or false, and that's actually checked from here, right? So this continued loop, right, what actually determines it is actually from the code node, right? It checks, it goes through each, it's kind of inefficient, but it goes through each item, right? And it puts whether it should continue, right? You can see here, true. Yeah, it puts whether it should continue, and also puts the start index for the next loop, right? So the highest will be 101, but the code checks if 101 is greater than 0, then it'll be false. And then since it's false, this doesn't loop, and then you finish the query status. It's completed. All right, and that's basically how the pagination works. And then how it checks whether it's true or false. But yeah, it does also check, like if there's no results on the page, let's say it's really niche, like you're searching up cat cat ears restaurant or something. I don't know, right? Probably no pages at all, and then it will literally see there's 0 and then just make it false and then stop the pagination. So it wouldn't just keep going to 100 and break if there's nothing there. But that's basically the whole workflow, and it's completely free, and it doesn't, it's literally, I think, so the API goes up to 1,000 a day, 1,000 pages per day. So you could do 30,000 in a month, which is not bad. That's actually, 1,000 leads plenty a day. Like you could not go through 1,000 leads. I mean, unless you do automated outreach, but then that's also, 1,000 is way too much, bro. You'd be paying a lot just for the outreach, bro, like software. But yeah, the only downside is you can only get 100 per query, which is that's the only reason why you would choose Apollo over this method. But yeah, that's basically the workflow, and I'll see you in the next one.